YouTube, it's your boy Yanni back at you with another video. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today we're going to be doing a high taper on the sides and the back. If you guys stay tuned for the whole video, hopefully you'll learn a little something and see a little bit of that heat. Alright guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off by combing out the hair. You can brush it, comb it, whatever you like. I like to comb it because it spaces the hair out a little bit better than the brush does. Then I'm going to come in with my Gamma Evos from Stylecraft, setting in that bald guideline, taking out all that bulk underneath, setting ourselves up to come in with our clippers. Alright guys, now I'm coming in with my Gamma Ergo. I'm setting in the guideline with my no guard all the way open, and then I'm gonna come back behind it and blend that guideline out. To blend the guideline out, I'm gonna come in with the clipper all the way closed, as you see right here. We're gonna flick at that line until you start to see it disappear, and then we're gonna open our clipper halfway and move up halfway into the guideline. Once you do that, we're gonna open the clipper all the way and move up higher into that guideline until it's blended out all the way. And guys, I'm gonna use a different method on the sides. Here I blended out that guideline first. On the other side, I'm gonna set in my guidelines first. Alright guys, so here I'm coming in with the one guard all the way open. I'm setting in this guideline a little bit bigger than half of an inch. I say 3/4 of an inch, and that's to give myself room to let this fade breathe. Once you set in that guideline, I'm coming back behind it with the one guard closed, and that's to lighten up that space at the bottom. That's just to lighten it up a little bit. And then I'm gonna come in with the half guard all the way open. I always come in with the half guard all the way open because sometimes open will take out that line. If not, then you can close it halfway. If not, then you can close it all the way until that line is blended out. It all depends on the hair, the clipper, a bunch of different factors, but I always play it safe by coming in with that guard open. Alright guys, here I'm coming in with the 1.5 guard open, and I'm flicking at that bulk above the one guard open guideline that we set in. And what I'm doing is I'm pretty much just blending in the taper into the curls that he has on top, because he didn't want nothing taken off of the top, so we just got to blend in the taper into the top. I'm coming in with the grain to try to blend that hair out a little bit better. Sometimes you got to come with the grain, sometimes you got to come against the grain. Whatever works, do what it takes. But I'm blending in that line with that 1.5 guard all the way open, and I'll close it as needed until the dark spots and the bulk that I want to be taken off are all the way erased or all the way gone. And guys, a lot of barbers like to do their detail work after they set their initial guidelines in. I like to do my detail work as I go. So that's pretty much what I'm doing here. I just came in with the 1.5 guard open. Now I'm coming with the one guard open, closing it as I go, lower and lower, pretty much fading down and doing detail work as I go until you start to see this taper come to life. I'm using my corners as much as possible, especially in the detail work process. That is the time when you use the corners the most. Alright guys, here we're gonna follow pretty much the same steps. We're gonna start in with our bald guideline, take all the hair underneath off, and then we're gonna come back with our clippers and we're gonna set in that guideline with the no guard open. The only difference is I'm not going to take the guideline out right away. I'm gonna go to my one guard open and set in the next guideline, and then I'm gonna come back behind and take that line out. I did that to show you guys that there are different ways for you to do the taper. It's all preference. For me, I like to take out the guidelines as I go, but sometimes I'll set in the guidelines and then erase them one by one. And we're gonna follow the same steps. You're gonna come in when you're fading up, lever closed, lever halfway, lever open, and when you're fading down, lever open, lever halfway, lever closed. And use your corners as much as possible, especially when you're blending. So here guys, I'm coming in and I'm taking out that guideline now. I'm coming in with my no guard all the way closed. Then I'm gonna go halfway and open until I meet that one guideline. Once I meet that one guideline, I'm gonna come in with my half guard open, and I'm gonna blend kind of down, I would say. I come in with my guard open just to play it safe, like I said before. So here I'm coming in with the half guard all the way open. I'm flicking at that line, and I'll close my clipper as needed. So I'll go halfway if I see that the hair isn't being taken out by the half guard open, and if I need to go a little bit closer, I will come with the half guard all the way closed until that line is blended all the way out. And now, just like in the back, I'm gonna use that 1.5 guard to blend that hair that goes into the curls. I start open and I close as needed to blend it out. And remember, I do the detail work as I go. You can do the detail work after or as you go. It's all preference. But I like to detail as I go. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just detailing, using my corners, going in and out of guards, and blending that taper out. Alright guys, for this side, I'm gonna let you guys just watch how I do it, take any pointers, any tips, anything that I've said. Just stay tuned, enjoy. While you guys are tuning in, I think it's a perfect time for me to speak on these clippers. These Gamma Ergos are my go-tos right now. Ever since I got these clippers, I retired all my other clippers. I mean, I still use some of my other clippers for certain things, but as far as like my go-to, these are the clippers to use. And the Evos as well, for lining up and things like that. I retired. I wouldn't say retired because I still use it, but the Babyliss trimmer, I don't use it as much since I got the Evo trimmer. It hits so close, it takes out the bulk so good, it's smooth on the skin. I can use it on kids, adults, under the neck, beard, it doesn't matter. Those are the best all-around trimmers in the game right now. If you guys have the Ergos and the Evos, comment below on how you like them. Let me know what you guys think about them. How do you guys rate them? And are they your go-tos or not? Alright guys, that taper is pretty much all the way in there now. After you're done blending the taper out, we're going to go into our lineup. But before we go into the lineup, we have to prep that hairline. My client likes the front tapered out. Even if your client doesn't want a taper in the front, you still can comb or brush the hair down a little bit and debulk it in order to set yourself up for a better lining. But in this case, I'm coming in with my one guard all the way closed with the grain right on the hairline, and that's just to set myself up to have a better lined up. And after you knock that hair down, we're gonna come behind it with Spritz or any type of holding spray that you guys like to use, whether it be hairspray, glue, whatever it is that you like to use. I like to use Spritz. I'll put it on the lineup exactly where I'm gonna line it up. It gives it that crispy ash line. It also holds the hair in place. And as you can see here, I'm coming in with my blow dryer and drying out the Spritz, drying the hair into place and setting myself up for the lineup. Alright guys, and here we're going to come in and do the lineup. I usually start in the middle. I go all the way to the left. I do the vertical bar, follow the shape up all the way around the head, and then I'll meet the other side once I go around the head. So I start at the middle, go to the left, start setting up my guideline for my shape up to give myself something to follow. I don't like to push it back. I try to keep it as natural as possible, but I like to give my clients the sharpest shape up possible. Now I'm gonna come in and do the vertical bar. I kind of tilt my trimmer a little bit. I tilt my trimmer a little bit in order to give it that symmetrical look. After that, I'm gonna come behind it and do that neckline. Try to keep the neckline as natural as possible. That way, when his hair does grow back, it doesn't have all that new regrowth. So just try to keep the lining as natural as possible. It doesn't matter whether it's the front or the back or the side or the vertical bars. Just try to keep the lining as natural as possible, especially here around the ears. Use your corners. Your corners when you're coming around the ears, angle the clipper. And one thing that you must keep in mind when you're doing the shape up or the lining around the ear is try not to give your client white walls. What I mean by that is try not to arch around the ears like too high above their ears to the point where you can see the lining above the ear. Try to keep it natural as possible and keep it to the point where you don't white wall them. But some people's lineup is naturally white walled. If it's like that, then just do what you gotta do. But just remember, try to keep it as natural as possible. I tap, 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 tap. Try not to put too much pressure, especially with these new trimmers. They're very sharp. You have to be very precise, especially with the pressure that you're applying. And remember, when you do the ear, around the ear, use the corners to give it that nice arch around the ear. But remember, don't white wall them. And these Evo trimmers are my hitters. Look how they set in that neckline. That neckline, doing the neckline, it has got to be my favorite part of the haircut. Doing the lineup, period. Because the lineup is the most important part of the haircut to me. It brings everything to life. Alright guys, so here I'm gonna meet that other side right in the middle, and I'm gonna match it all the way to the other side. Trying to keep this as consistent as possible, trying to keep it as natural as possible. Sometimes your client isn't gonna have a full hairline. Just keep it natural and shape it up as if hair was there. Don't push them back in order to try to get a darker line, because when his hair grows back, they are going to notice it and they are going to see it. Unless the client asks for it, because sometimes they do, don't just assume and do it. So don't push no one back. That's against my religion. Alright guys, shout out to Tune45 for the enhancements. This no drip is the best enhancements that I've used ever. My clients love it. I love using it. It brings the haircuts to the next level. Shout out to Chris Bazio, Tune45, the whole family over there. Man, as you can see, I'm using a business card. Hey yo, Sean Cuts Hair, man, what's up? I need an enhancement card, brother. Send me one through the mail. Alright guys, so here I'm applying the enhancements, the Tune45 no drip, and I'm spraying at about, I'd say 4 to 5 inches, 6 inches away from the hair, and I'm keeping it natural. When I apply enhancements, I don't apply too much so it looks fake. I like to apply the perfect amount so it looks nice and natural, but at the same time give the haircut that next level look. And this right here, aside part from the shape up in the lineup, the razor work has to be my favorite part because of the fact how it brings the whole haircut together. It just makes those lines so much more precise. So guys, stretch that skin, pull that skin, angle the razor at 45-degree angle, and cut to the line. The razor is what makes the lining super crispy. Stretch that skin, 45-degree angle, and cut. And there you have it guys, man. There's the video, there's the cut. Tell me what you guys think of the cut. If you guys like it, hit like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, show your boy some love, give me some feedback. Thank you guys for tuning in. Very much appreciated. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. God bless. God is good. God is great all the time. Stay tuned. It's your boy Yanni signing out.